Good afternoon, everyone. This is Brad Weber. Welcome to Simply Local San Diego. I'm here today in beautiful Coronado in the IQ Podcast Studios, and we have a party today. I've never had more than two guests at once. We have three. We have some wonderful artists from here in San Diego. I'll introduce you one at a time. Barbara Freeman, you're the owner of BFree Studios in La Jolla. Did I say
Right.
that right?
Yes, you did.
Welcome.
Perfect.
Thanks for being here.
Thank you.
And we also have Julia behind me. I have to turn around and try and talk. Julia C.R. Gray, and a
Yes.
wonderful artist. And we'll talk a little bit more about what you do. And there's a gallery opening right now at BFree Studios, open on the 19th, running through September 3rd. So that's what we're going to talk about today. And we'll get more into details. And our last guest is Lori. Lori,
Hi.
welcome. Lori
Thank you.
Mitchell, another artist at BFree Studios. So I will start with you, Barbara. I know you want to feature the artist, of course, but tell us a little bit tell us about BFree Studios if people don't know about it or haven't been there before. It's in La Jolla.
Right.
Just give us kind of an overview of what
Well,
you do there.
first, thank you for having us.
You're welcome.
I opened the studio about a year ago, so we're pretty new to the
Oh.
art gallery business. I knew nothing about running a gallery. I
Really?
really know very little about art, but I think artists have sort of pulled us through this pandemic with their bravery and just their creativity. And so I'm very grateful. When I was home in the pandemic, I got to thinking about what I want to do when I grow up. And I thought, I think I will own an art gallery.
Wow.
I live just around the corner from the gallery, so I can be there really quickly. And I absolutely love artists. It's not a part of my prior life, but it's a part of this life that I am so appreciative for.
Well, I'm a big fan. I'm right there with you. I think artists in the last couple of years since COVID have kind of brought us together, to lighten the mood, that type of thing, made
Exactly.
life when it could have been boring more interesting and that type of thing. So
And they have been out working.
exactly.
We've had an awful lot of artists that have worked every day during the pandemic, and they have beautiful work to show. And we're just happy to be in the right place at the right time to show work.
Great. May I ask what you did before?
Yes,
getting
you
this?
may
Okay.
ask. I spent 35 years in venture capital
Wow.
with large venture firms funding startup companies. I am a first dollar in investor, and now I'm just investing in art.
Good for you. Well, giving back, you made you paid your dues, I'm sure.
Paid my dues.
That wasn't an easy world to be in, I'm sure.
It
But
wasn't all that hard. We
oh,
were in a good time. The times were right. This is a little tougher times because we have sort of a recession going on. But I have confidence in the art and that people need art. They need to look at things that are beautiful.
exactly. Well, I agree with that. So let's talk to the artist a little bit. Julie, we'll start with you. So tell us about what you're showing at the studio. Also, what your past is. A little bit about you personally, and what brought you to this point.
Well, I'm a ceramic artist, so the pieces that are at BFree Studio are ceramic torsos, and they're built on hand-built coral bases. So that's what's there. I was actually a painter for decades, and then I went back to school and became a sculptor and got my bachelor's in sculpture in 2014. And I'm so happy because I can now put together both my sculpture and my painting.
Wow. And you're a San Diegan, I assume. I don't know if are all the artists, they're all women, number one, right?
For this show, they are all women, and they are all from San Diego.
Okay, well, our viewership is very skewed towards women. So if you want to see some fellow women out there, and guys are welcome too, but it is an all-woman show. And so you are local San Diegan. Are all the artists local San Diegans also?
Uh-huh.
Well, there you have it. What a good combination. So.
And our group is TWA. It's Time for Women Artists.
Time for Women Artists. Now, is that your group or is it?
It's our group.
So
there's 12 women.
A group of artists, and you show at different events, right? You were just in Oceanside.
We were at the Now show in Oceanside.
Okay. Yeah. We just did. If you're around San Diego in the next couple of days and you're in our mailing area, which is quite a few thousand people get this, but we did an article. It's on page 14. It's on page 22 of the newspapers that are coming out this week. So you want to read about the gallery and this show and these young women here. And learn a little bit more about what we're going to tell you today, and we'll tell you all about how to get there and when to get there and all that kind of stuff later too. So anyway, back to you. Is there anything else you want to add as far as this specific show? Are you showing special pieces? Sorry, I'm not an artist, so I don't talk the language as well as I should.
No, it's great. So some of the work that I'm showing is new, and I've been working on torsos for a while, and I use torsos to talk about subjects that are important to me. And over the pandemic, I was sculpting about the pandemic. I was sculpting about the power of protest, and the small pieces that I did at that time were about that. And as soon as that work got installed in Oceanside Museum of Art, I went right to the ocean. And so the work that I'm showing at Turning Tides is all inspired by the ocean. And I walk at Cardiff Beach on a regular basis because that's where my home is.
Oh my gosh. Well, I used to live in Cardiff. That's Coronado is one of my favorite places, but Cardiff's got to be,
it's a cute town.
You can't find a nicer place than Cardiff. I'm a lover of Cardiff. So
she also does photography from the ocean. I sort of live for it as I see it on Instagram. It's
really?
Like, oh, so beautiful. Yeah.
When you're talented and creative, it just goes all ways. Huh? So is Oceanside still showing the torso pieces, or is that over?
Only in their museum store.
Okay.
That show that we had was in 2021.
Oh, it was. Okay. I'm sorry. I thought it was just recently ended, but 2021's recently.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
anyway, so Lori, let's talk to you a little bit about, what your specialty is, where you're from, what part of town you live in, maybe.
I'm in Scripps Ranch.
Scripps Ranch.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
Yeah. So
Great
straight
place.
shot to here. I am an illustrator. I've done children's books, and I'm an art teacher. I teach for the Athenaeum right now.
Oh.
I've taught at a bunch of different places, Palomar College and so on. I teach pen and ink and watercolor, and that's what my specialty is. I love to do that. And the pieces at the Turning Tides show at BFree Gallery are they're pen and ink. There's some that are just pen and ink, and then some that are pen and ink and watercolor.
Okay, great. Now at the show, are you doing a reception where you'll be there when people come? Do they come at a certain time, or do they just?
We're doing different talks. So we
Okay.
have talks scheduled. I just did one yesterday, but I'll be there again on the first Friday of September.
Okay.
And I'm actually doing a lesson of drawing. So out in front of the studio, we're going to be doing a live drawing lesson with whoever wants to show up, whatever age. I think you can draw. Anybody can draw. And some people, oh no, I couldn't do it, but come out and test it.
Oh my gosh, maybe I'll show up and
Yeah.
you'll find out some people really can't draw.
Lori's a fantastic teacher.
Oh,
Really?
thanks.
Wow.
Well, I love to teach. It's really fun.
And you're teaching at full time at your other. I
So
mean, you have a
at
real
the-
job.
Yeah, I have a real job, yes. So I teach at the Athenaeum. I'm on Zoom now. So I actually have people from all over the world that come to the
Wow.
class. So it's really nice. And so I have 2 classes there. And then I also illustrate so I do book covers and books and things like that. So I do that. I did some author portraits. So some of the locals might know Warwick's books. They're
Mhm.
112.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah,
of course.
125-year-old establishment, family owned for that whole time. So I did 125 years history. There's a panel, 3 panels there that are at the store. And
Wow.
then in the back, there are 20 artists on a mural in the back of Warwick's. And then on the front awning, I have a kind of a logo there.
Wow. Well, that's people that don't know Warwick's don't read, I think.
Oh
because
gosh, it's the
definitely an
best
iconic
store.
place. Yeah.
And for jewelry too, not
Yeah.
just books.
Exactly. I wish it was closer. It's hard to get up there all
Yeah.
the time, but I
Yeah,
love that
that's a nice
store.
store. So I do a lot of different kinds of illustration projects and art projects. And then so now I'm starting to do more where I go to galleries and show in museums. And this group it's just such a supportive, amazing group of women that are just so interesting and creative and talented and supportive.
So how many women are in your group?
Right now there's
total?
12 in
12.
the group. Mhm.
Okay. Are they all showing at this show?
They are.
then?
So
Okay.
when we show, we all show together, and everybody's got a little bit of a different style. So there's ceramic and there's cast bronze. Gorgeous. Manuelita does these just amazing sculptures. I'm not going to be able to name all 12, but there's oil painting. There's encaustic that uses wax. There's things that are made out of paper mache. There are layers of collage. There are everything you can think of. There's a really nice variety, and they all work together. We didn't know what each one was doing for this show, and everybody just shows up and shows their. And then we hung it, and it's just amazing. The colors and the scale and everything just sings together.
It's
Interesting.
it's a beautiful show. I
It
think
really
one
is.
of the things that brings us together is that everybody is a working professional artist.
Mhm.
So the quality of the work is amazing. I'm so proud to show with all of these women.
Wow.
And we're a cohesive group. We've been together for about 7 years, and we meet monthly. Now it's on Zoom. It used to be at a room in the Athenaeum, but we find ways to support each other professionally
Wow.
and creatively. So that's what we've been doing.
I
for a
love
long
that.
time.
And is it 12 by choice? Could you take another one or lose one? Or is it like the apostles? You just got to have 12.
It has been larger, and sometimes we've had guest artists for some shows. Like
Okay.
when we did the museum show, I wanted it to be 20 women, so I brought in 2 other
Okay.
women at that time. And so now we're at 12, and it's a really comfortable number for us. I don't know if and when we'll bring in other artists. I mean, we're not like closed, but at this moment, we're really happy.
Feels
So,
just right.
Well,
yeah.
if it ain't broke, don't fix it. Yeah. Stay in that happy place. So this is probably an odd question, but when you set up I don't know who to ask, because you kind of put the display together. My question is, when you put a show like this together, laying it out in
Mhm.
your facility, who controls that? Do you control that? Do the artists, do you give them free will to do that? Or is it kind of a
That's I was going to
collaboration?
say this is a little bit different. Sometimes there's a curator, and so at the Now show, Alessandra Moctezuma was in charge of the display and putting everything together, and she did an incredible job. And so for this display, Barbara just said, "Bring it in and put it up." And
Get her done.
so the 3 of the artists in our group put it together and just did a beautiful job, and along with Zach helped to hang it, and he did a beautiful job too.
Great. So you just kind of gave them the palette,
Yeah,
so
the
to
freedom.
speak, and
Yeah.
as their artists, so they
Well,
put what's
At first, I was a little nervous. I thought, oh, 12 women. How many opinions will this be? But the fact of the matter is, these women could run the world. I'm not kidding. They self-selected the 3 that could make the choices as to where things would be hung, and they worked really well with my gallery manager, who his education is installation. And so I just kind of sat there and I kept thinking all day, oh, there's no outburst, there's no drama, everybody's working together. And I gave them some sandwiches and we were off to the races. It really is a beautiful show.
wow.
And I'm so impressed that 12 people with very different backgrounds could communicate so well. But you guys are beautiful.
Oh,
Really
thanks.
beautiful group.
That is heartwarming to know groups like that can actually get together without blowing up. So,
Right.
yeah. Anyway, is there a schedule? It's on your website, I assume,
Right.
when you can go see.
Yeah, you can go to the website and find all the artist talks. So
Okay.
there's a few more scheduled, and there's going to be one. Julia, you're going to be there on the 3rd
Yeah, I'm with you on the 2nd.
or the 2nd. Sorry,
Yes.
2nd.
Yeah.
Second.
Okay.
I keep
Yes.
getting
So-
that mixed up.
Right. So Lori will be doing the drawing, and then when she's done with her teaching of the drawing, I'll be doing an example of working with clay.
And it's
Great.
first Friday, so you can come out and do ours first, of course. But then you can wander around La Jolla and see a bunch of other stuff.
Another good excuse to visit Laura.
Yeah.
Yeah, on the first Friday of the month, La Jolla Village Association plans a really nice art walk. And we now are up to 23 galleries. Almost every gallery in town participates. We serve a sip of alcohol and some yummy things to eat. And people walk from gallery to gallery. It's really nice. And I'm really happy. We're only 7 months into that, but it's really been very successful.
It's the first Friday of the month.
First Friday,
Will
first
your
September.
show still be open? in
Yes.
September?
So-
Okay.
Mhm.
I don't have my calendar in front of me.
Yeah.
So
That's okay.
anyway, so, and what are the hours on the first Friday for the art walk and also for the gallery in general?
The gallery in general is open from 11 to 5 every day except for Monday. We're closed Monday.
Okay.
That's the day that I go to the dry cleaners and the and for the art walk, we're usually there 4 to 7, but often we'll stay till 8 or 8:30, 9 o'clock. It just kind of depends on
Yeah.
the evening. And I mean, because there's 12 of them, they have an enormous number of friends and collectors and
Sure.
family. I've met everybody's family pretty much. And it's been really, it's a very loving experience. And I think people can read that when they see the art. they see this is a very, very wonderful group of artists.
Great. Well, I want to give you the opportunity only if you want to. We have two of this wonderful artists here. There's 10 that aren't here today, but is it worth naming them or
Gosh, yes.
featuring anyone someone might know or want to see? Or
They're
I don't want to
all-
leave them out just
you know,
because they didn't
like
show
if
up
I start
today.
naming people, I'll forget somebody.
Oh, that's okay.
It's all spectacular. So yeah.
So just go to the website. They're
Yeah.
listed there, right?
Right.
Yes.
Yeah, and you can
there's-
go to our website too, which is Time for Women Artists. Dot.
or-
Oh, is it .net or .com?
I thought it was .com.
Okay,
Well, go for
.com.
Time for
Time
Women
for Women
Artists. If
Artists.
it's not .com,
Dot
try the
something.
.net,
Yeah.
.org, .art. Try something.
Yeah.
So
And
Great.
we're all there, and you can link to us separately too.
And we're on Instagram too.
interesting. Well, unless you have more to offer, we just basically want to tell people come out and see. We've got a couple of weeks,
Right.
less than a couple of weeks to see it. So go to La Jolla. It's always a good excuse to go to La Jolla. It's always a good excuse to see art, make yourself smile. It's interesting, learn something, meet these wonderful women. One of them, all of them, or how come a few times, right? If you miss them this time. And thanks for being here. I'm going to go see the show.
Okay.
I really
Wonderful.
want to go see it and meet the rest of the women that didn't show up and
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
see their stuff. And but thank you. And again, if you're around in the next couple of weeks before the 3rd of September, you should go. This is going to be a great show. Art in San Diego. There's so many amazing artists in all different areas of expertise, but this is a great one, and it shouldn't be missed.
Thank you very much.
Thank
Thanks
you for
being with
having
us,
us.
everyone.
Thank
Okay,
you.
that's our show. It's Simply Local. That's the name implies we're all about local. You know, we have local artists, local businesses, that types of things. So support your local businesses, support your local artists. Go out and see the show, that type of thing. When you're in La Jolla, go to a local restaurant, have some dinner, some lunch, some coffee. Go in a shop and support your local businesses. That's what our communities are all about now more than ever. Thanks for being with us. I want to mention our sponsors, Attorney King, of course, Aquan Casino, IB Fitness, and that's a wrap. See you next time.